It's like social media has become the ultimate source of power in the world. Like they've literally just like surpassed everybody and everything.
Yeah, I know. That's why I keep wondering if we're really an oligarchy, because it seems like these top like big tech companies are running the whole government for this country.
Yeah, remember when I did the video on the Great Reset, and I said it's corporatism. It's not even about government. Like it's kind of like bigger than the government. Like why does Jack Dorsey need to run for political office? He doesn't, because he's more powerful already.
Yeah, because he can take the sitting president of the United States that obviously won one election. Most people think he won the second one, but it doesn't matter. He's still the president, right? And he can
Right.
just click one button and just shut him off.
Right. And if he can do that, because he's basically he's the leader of the free world. So if they can do that to him, they're kind of setting a precedent that they can do that to anyone in any country. You know what I'm saying? So what's to stop them from silencing the leader of countries over in Europe or Denmark or Mexico? And so the other leaders are seeing this, and they're not cool with what Twitter's doing.
I know, but you want to know how ironic this gets? I thought about this. I've been thinking about it hard. I'm like, we're supposed to be this republic that's the run by a government run by the consent of the governed, right? We the people.
Right.
And as messed up as this is, and it seems like we have no say and we have no voice, like Jack Dorsey and Zuckerberg are running this country, right?
Exactly.
Kind of, but if you really think about it a step further, which I did last night, it's actually our own darn fault. Because if there wasn't all of these, if Trump didn't have these hundreds of millions of Twitter followers, and we didn't all sit there glued to our Twitter and our Facebook 8 to 12 hours a day, then who cares if he turned it off? It wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think we're kind of just like addicted to the communication at this point. Yeah, it is our fault. I think technology, we're seeing the dark side of technology right now. For sure.
Right. So if you think about it, if there was some company we never heard of and 12 people used it, and Trump was the 13th, and they canceled him, like nobody would even care, and they would have no impact on how our government's run, right?
Yeah.
But since like everybody follows Trump on Twitter, as soon as they turn him off, now all of a sudden it's turned into we have no communication with our president anymore.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you can place blame. I mean, yeah, it's our fault for following him there. But if you look at Twitter, because I've been looking at their stock and just because I want to watch their stock fall. But if you look at it over like the past 5 or 10 years, you see right before Trump came into office, Twitter was kind of like almost obsolete. Nobody cared about Twitter. And then Trump hopped on Twitter, and they should be sending him a Christmas card. I mean, he was the lifeblood of Twitter. So now they've kicked him off. So we'll see what happens.
Actually, that's a perfect thing you brought up, because if you look at CNN, MSNBC, they were almost bankrupt too before Trump got elected.
Right.
And then they got rich again by ripping on him 24/7.
Right. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens now that they've thrown him out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy if you think about it. This could literally go full circle, and they could cancel themselves.
Everything does. That's what I was telling my friends earlier. I'm like, everything does. Like, you can't swing that far one way and not have that pendulum come back and swing the other way. It will. It definitely will. Come back and smack them right in the face.
Yeah, I think so too. And especially these internet service providers and email companies that just want to turn off Parler like they did. I'm seeing a lot of people boycotting and not using them too.
That's going to come right back and smack them in the face, because there was, I believe it was North Idaho, I believe there was an internet service provider that actually banned Twitter and Facebook because they are not down with that censorship. So I think that's just the beginning, and a lot of people are going to stand up and push back against what they're doing.
Yeah, and we do need to decide that. Like I said earlier, we're supposed to have a government that's the consent of the governed. If we don't like this oligarchy of this big tech, we can just simply stop using it so much, and that takes all their power away, because there'll be nobody, because nobody cares about them anymore.
Right. Yeah, a lot of our infrastructure, a lot of the things that we rely on every day, we have given our control over to the liberals, like Amazon, how Amazon was somehow in control of Parler. I mean, that's something that someone should have thought about before they even built Parler.
Yeah, and hopefully there's still some tech companies out there. They don't have to be conservative. Let's just hope they're not political, that they won't use their politics to get in the way of their business, right?
Right. Yeah, there is. There's someone that's going to come in and want to capitalize on this. I mean, this is just such a huge opportunity for somebody that wants to take a chance on conservative voices. I mean, it's a cash cow. I know I heard someone that I was listening to earlier was calling out like Elon Musk and saying, come on, man, like step in and put something together. I don't know. I think maybe Trump will. I think we'll still have a voice when all of the dust settles. I think that we will end up having a voice. Some way, somehow we will.
And that's why I just keep saying over and over in the end of a lot of my videos, we can't become a communist country, because as long as we still have capitalism, someone else that wants all of our business will step up and their business will accommodate. But if we become a communist country where the country owns all the businesses, then we've kind of lost hope. So we're still good as long as we still have this capitalistic form of government. Water will find its level, I think.
Right. And I think that all of the hypocrisy that's coming out of the left, I mean, this is going to come bite them in the butt. You can't have that much blatant hypocrisy and get away with it for that long.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely do too. You know what I wanted to share? I want to share the Twitter put out a tweet yesterday. It was their policy account, something about how they were calling for open internet in Uganda.
Yes, I saw that.
I had sent you earlier. It was just like flaming hypocrites.
I have it right here. So it says, ahead of the Ugandan election, we're hearing reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messaging apps. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. They are hugely harmful, violate basic human rights, and the principles of the hashtag open internet.
You gotta laugh. This was yesterday. Twitter public policy put this up yesterday. They're condemning censorship and calling for open internet.
But I would note in Uganda, so apparently they want open internet there, but wow.
But not here. Yeah. So they're standing up for Uganda, but they don't give a crap about America.
Yeah, this actually makes sense according to the way they think. This reminds me of that recent stimulus package that was passed where they paid to put walls around several other countries, but they're pledging to not complete the one that Trump's building now and tear it down.
Right.
It reminds me of that.
It's just completely wrong on every single level. The hypocrisy makes me want to puke.
Ahead of the Ugandan election, like as soon as I start reading that, I'm like, they're really worried about Uganda?
They are. Yep. Sure are.
Wow.
And when they say, you know what got me, when they say we condemn internet shutdowns, they're harmful, they violate basic human rights. Exactly. But that's what you're doing to us, violating a basic human right. Our First Amendment, inalienable, basic human right. And they can take it from us, but they're going to use their platform to preach it for Uganda.
Yeah, they are.
It does matter in Uganda. Uganda does matter, and so does America. We all matter. You can't pick and choose where you want to have open internet. Pick and choose, where free speech is allowed.
Well, things are really getting weird now, because weren't you telling me that some other countries' leaders are actually condemning the censorship from Twitter? And
I did. So people around the world, leaders and officials around the world, they are not standing for this. So I went through and I found a bunch of people that are standing up, speaking out in our defense. So I have a list here. The leader of the European People's Party, which is the largest party in parliament. There is the European Union Affairs Chief, a French finance minister, the son of Brazil's president spoke out, Alexei Navalny, a Russian opposition figure, he spoke out. Boris Johnson, a British prime minister, rejected this. The Mexican president rejected this. And the German chancellor, Angela Merkel, has also spoken out. And they're all saying that this is unacceptable.
Wow.
Lots of people.
And these are the places that have historically had more internet censorship than us. And they're speaking out against Twitter. Meanwhile, Twitter is worried about Uganda. But they're going to cancel the sitting president. You know what? I'm kind of laughing along with you, because I think they're going so far they're in the process of canceling themselves out, is what I'm hoping.
Exactly. Yeah, they're canceling themselves.
Well, hopefully that offers some encouragement to people, because I don't know, I'm kind of happy for some reason to be
Yeah,
hitting it.
I'm happy too. Ending this one makes me kind of happy. Like, I have hope. We're about to watch them crash and burn, and it's going to be glorious.
Good. Well, hopefully that made everyone's day, right?
Right.
All right. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Like that.
Love it.